Rhapsody of Fire's new studio album Glory for Salvation is set to be released this Friday, November 26th. And so just as we usually do on our review series, and actually for the very first time on our new channel MP2, let's take a look at what is inside this album and hopefully answer the question of whether the new Rhapsody of Fire's effort is worth the attention of a symphonic power metal fan. Here you go. Still don't know about it, Glory for Salvation is the second part of the Nephilim's Empire saga, started on their previous effort, The Eighth Mountain. While Rhapsody of Fire are famous for their sagas, the Nephilim's Empire saga is actually the very first saga the band is working on without Luca Turilli, and which is conducted and orchestrated by Alex Staropoli alone. It cannot be. And as it was clear from the album's singles, Glory for Salvation will follow The Eighth Mountain not only theme-wise, but also musically. From the intro notes of the album's opener Sound of Vengeance, Rhapsody of Fire shows its trademark epicness, setting the mood for the entire record. The song quickly grows into a grand opus leading straight into the Kingdom of Ice, on which Staropoli once again masterfully blends the symphonic and power metal elements which the band is famous for. The title track, Glory for Salvation, has been released as one of the singles to this album, and in my personal opinion, it actually perfectly summarizes the album's overall sound. So if before listening to the entire record you want to hear just one track and understand what all the fuss is about, this is the track you would go with.
The time has come.
The melody of the bridge track, Eternal Snow, is echoed on Tyrell the Hawk, which I believe most of the die-hard band's fans actually had a chance to listen to already. I gotta say that the album's sound is very cohesive from its opener until the very end, and even more than that, it feels and sounds like a natural continuation of the band's previous effort, The Eighth Mountain, which of course is perfectly exemplified on the next three songs, which most of the bands I believe haven't heard yet: Made of the Secret Sand, Abyss of Pain 2, and Infinita Gloria, which of course I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce. But speaking about Abyss of Pain, I actually wonder why the band hasn't chosen this track as one of the singles to the album, because in my personal opinion, this might be the strongest track on this record. Despite being over 10 minutes long, the song doesn't really feel too stretched and perfectly exemplifies the variety which can be present in a symphonic power metal song, and yet with its multiple tempo and musical variations actually keeping the listener engaged and attentive for, all of those 10 minutes. On Magic Science, Giacomo Voli with his amazing voice will take you on this enchanting journey, which, if you are a dreamer, will simply make you close your eyes and drift away.
Listen to the wailing wind, it's time to rise again. It'll be tough, but time will prove you're right.
By the way, Giacomo Voli was actually one of the very first guests on the Metal Pilgrim show, so if you haven't seen that interview from last year, make sure to head to our main channel Metal Pilgrim and check it out. By the way, the band back then was just starting writing the new album, so if you're a fan, I believe it's rather interesting to see how it has developed in the past year or so. So, if you are one of those dreamers and you actually drifted away on Magic Science, I'll Be Your Hero will make sure to wake you up from the very first opening notes.
One day I'll be your hero.
Overall, I believe it might be one of the most uplifting songs on this record, and when the album will actually come out and there will be side notes, which I believe Giacomo Voli will write out for those who will purchase the physical copy of the record, it will be extremely fun for any Rhapsody of Fire to explore what is actually going on with the main character at this point in the story. While I'll Be Your Hero is a fun song, I believe its main purpose is actually to lead into the album's closer, Chains of Destiny. On the final track, Rhapsody of Fire decided to gather all of their strength and might and include everything the band is actually famous for. In addition, they shot a pretty cool video, which, even though I believe was actually shot in Italy, still perfectly captures the entire ambiance of the fantasy world developed by this saga. Symphonic power metal is a rather established genre, in fact established by Rhapsody themselves, and with almost 30 years in the game, Alex Staropoli and the crew have this working formula from which they neither want nor need to deviate. And so here's the deal: if you have been following Rhapsody of Fire's latest reincarnation and you thoroughly enjoyed the 8th Mountain, I have absolutely no doubt that you will love Glory for Salvation. And if you aren't really a Symphonic Power Metal fan and the new Rhapsody of Fire isn't really for you, well, then you already know the answer. But what do you guys think, and especially about the first singles which were released to the album? Did you like them or not really? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this short video, guys, and keep rocking.